What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series, The Rise of Skywalker, Rey and D-0. And so here we have Rey and D-0 posed and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figures, let's actually take a look at what they come with. Rey here does come with her staff, which is a really nice accessory, and it can come apart, which I'll show that off in a little bit. She also does come with her lightsaber. Yes, this is Rey's lightsaber. It looks a lot like Luke's lightsaber, but it does have a little bit of differences to it. And the blade does come off, and you can attach the blade to her staff. Now, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if that's going to be part of the movie, but it is something the figure can do. Lastly, Rey does come with her blaster, which we have seen in the past. She can hold it in her right hand, and of course it does holster right on her side holster. And then D-0 does come with a little stand for him to rest on. Otherwise, he really doesn't rest all too well. Other than that, they don't come with anything else. So let's actually take a closer look at D-0. Then we'll take a closer look at Rey. And so here we have a closer look at D-0. And it's a really small little droid. It's something... I'm going to be honest, I'm not really a fan of all these cutesy droids that they've been making. It honestly feels like Disney's work is trying to make these droids kid-friendly and accessible. So I'm not really a fan of these little droids because I think it takes away from the actual movie, and I just know for a fact that D-0 here is going to play a major role and steal the spotlight somehow because it's Disney. But it's a really nice little accessory, and yes, it's an accessory. There's really not much to say about it. It's just this little droid. It has a working wheel so that actually does work. Now, he does come with this little stand. If you don't have him resting on the stand, yeah, he's not going to be staying in one place. So putting him on the stand, he still falls over, of course, because it's a review. Nothing goes right during the review. He stands just fine, and moving him around will cause him to lean over. So really not a fan of these little cutesy droids because Disney is going to Disney off of them. So let's actually move on to Rey. And so here we have a closer look at Rey, and I think they did a really fantastic job with this figure. I think that this is probably Hasbro's best effort at Rey here, and it looks really, really nice. Although on mine you can see it has a little bit of paint smudge right there on her forehead, which unfortunately that comes with the photoreal technology. But I think this is an overall good representation of Rey, and you can see her hair is right here on her ears as it should be. That's been her thing since Force Awakens, as well as the three buns right here. I do like the fact that she does have a hood right here, and her little pouch backpack is a separate piece, so that will move around. Unfortunately, her hood doesn't go up over her head. By the looks of it, it kind of feels like there should have been an accessory where she had an alternate head with the hood over it, because, I don't know, it looks like that's a peg, and it does appear to be the same thing Kylo Ren has on his cape. But still, an overall good-looking sculpt. Really pretty good, decent likeness to Daisy Ridley. Now, her little backpack here is going to get in the way, and it is removable, so you can move it off to the side. You can see she has an armband right here, more than likely covering up the scar she got from the Praetorian Guard. Instead of having the arm wraps all the way up, you can see she only has it up to her forearm. We do have her pistol grip hand right here, which you can see has a trigger finger. And this hand, we have a regular grip hand. And then we also do have her wristband right here that she's been wearing since The Force Awakens. And just like all the other Reys, she does have wrist wraps, but as you can see, it only goes up to her forearm. Her tunic looks a lot like her Last Jedi fused with her Force Awakens, which I really do like that. We do have the cloth that wraps around the body. We have it do the loop-de-loop right here. That's been Rey's trademark since The Force Awakens, so really glad to see her costumes carry over designs. I really do like that. You can see the holster going all the way right here. Now, something I don't like is that the holster is attached to the leg down here. What they should have done is have the holster just attach up here, and that way you get free movement from the leg. But as you can see, moving the leg does move the holsters, and I'll get more into that in articulation. but really do like the material that they went with. It's soft enough that it gets out of the way, but it's not going to impede articulation, which I do like. She is wearing white pants, as you can see, and it does look like it wrinkles up a little bit too much at her knees because it does look like padded knee pads. Maybe it is padded knee pads. Looking at it, yeah, never mind. It's supposed to be that way. It is padded knee pads. I didn't even realize that until now. She does have the calf-high pants that we saw in The Force Awakens, and then what appears to be her Force Awakens boots. It's not her Last Jedi boots, it's her Force Awakens, so overall, really do like the sculpt. I really love the transition it went from The Force Awakens to The Last Jedi to this costume for Rey. I think this is probably her best one. So what we're going to do now is actually take a little break and get her compared to other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Rey posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Rey posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have the Rise of Skywalker Rey posed next to the Force Awakens Rey and the Last Jedi Rey. And finally, here we have Rey posed next to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to her articulation. Now Rey here does sport some of the articulation we've seen in past figures, but she does have the new neck joint. She does have a dumbbell joint in the neck, so we do get pretty good side-to-side movement. We do have some really limited up movement because her hair does hit the collar. We do have some downwards movement, left and right swivel, so that works pretty good. So overall, I would have liked to see a hinge in there just to give it a little more movement, but you can see it moves around just fine. Her arms are on ball hinges. Now, when I got her out of the packaging, I could not get these arms to move for the life of me. Like, just moving them out like that felt like they were going to break. After a hair dryer treatment, they do move, but they're still kind of stiff, so I am a little bit worried about that. You can see they do go out to the side pretty well. We don't have a bicep swivel, but we do have a single bend in the elbow, giving us a little better than 90 degrees. And then we have rotation right there. Her right hand does have an up and down hinge for trigger finger, gun wielding, or sword action. And then her other hand has an in and out hinge, as well as rotation. She also does have a ball hinge, which goes back and forward, not too much, does lean side to side, as well as rotate, so pretty good movement there. Not the best, but it's acceptable. Legs do kick forward to about there, kick back, go all the way out, although her little loop here does hinder it, and right here you can see the gun wants to pop out, and again, I really don't like the way they engineered that. We do have a thigh swivel, which works really well. Right leg, you're going to have to watch that holster. They gotta stop doing that. That's a terrible design. We do have a double bend in the knee, goes all the way back. No boot cut swivel, but we do have a hinge in the ankle which goes all the way back, really nicely, all the way forward. And then we have forward-facing pin for rocker ankles. So overall, Rey here has pretty good articulation. So what we're going to do now is actually get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Rey and D-0 posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the way Rey came out. Rey is an exceptional figure, and even if you don't like the character, I think this is a really good figure. Hasbro actually did a really good job making Rey look as she does in The Rise of Skywalker, so I have to give Hasbro props. As far as D-0 goes, I think it's a throwaway figure. Again, I'm not a fan of these cutesy droids that I know for a fact that Disney is the one responsible for throwing them in there. I kind of feel like D-0 is going to take away from the movie, and mark my words, that's probably the way I'm going to feel even after seeing the movie. But Rey here is still a solid pickup now. Again, you gotta take with her accessories a grain of salt. Maybe her staff does turn into a lightsaber. Maybe it's just Hasbro doing something that Hasbro only knows what they're doing. But I still feel like this is a really good figure, and if you're looking forward to The Rise of Skywalker like I am, you're going to want to have this figure in your collection. Now, Rey is available at stores such as Walmart, Target, Walgreens, and of course Amazon, as well as Big Bad Toy Store. I picked up my entire case of Triple Force Friday from Amazon.com, so I was able to get all the figures for $20 free shipping. If you can pick up this Rey and you're a fan of the character, which I really hope you are, you're going to want to have Ray in your collection. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Star Wars videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.